Do you know what's cooking in the halls of Hallis Hall? We are 3 plays away from saving the Caleb Williams era, or burying it before it begins. First play, Ryan Poles has his eyes on a veteran from Arizona who has a knee more fragile than January ice on Lake Michigan. Yes, the same one we'd sign as Plan B if we can't conquer the Kansas City Titan with 2 rings shining like the lights of downtown. But what if the GM plays Russian roulette with an injured guard while the Chiefs shut the doors on us? Imagine the offensive line in 2025, Caleb running from linebackers like it's the Great Chicago Fire 2.0. And here comes the $1 million whirlwind. Paying $25 million for a Super Bowl guard sounds crazy, until you remember our line let Caleb get sacked 58 times. Do you really prefer saving money and repeating Fields hell? But beware, folks, if we don't sign that monster from KC, we could end up with a temporary patch that breaks in September, and then, goodbye playoff dreams. Do you want to spend another 5 years crying at Soldier Field? I don't! But wait, the whirlwind isn't over, because amidst all this negotiation, there's a 320-pound rookie shouting from LSU, "I'm the answer." Will Campbell, the man with T-Rex arms but Godzilla blocks? The one who could dominate the left side or fall in the draft like Portillo's stock prices? This isn't FIFA, folks! If Poles doesn't trade to secure him, we could lose the only man who would make Caleb smile instead of shouting obvious down again. And if Braxton Jones comes back limping, Campbell would be our lifesaver, or our slow-motion epic fail. If you don't subscribe right now, you'll miss the moment when Poles decides whether to build a wall around Caleb or leave him more exposed than a tourist at the being in a blizzard. Attention, Chicago Bears fans! Are we talking about a genius move? Or a dangerous gamble? I have news that will make Soldier Field shiver. It turns out Ryan Poles, our GM, is fishing in free agency to reinforce that offensive line that last year seemed more holy than Swiss cheese. And guess what? Will Hernandez, the guard from the Arizona Cardinals, is in the Bears' sights. But wait, don't celebrate just yet. Because here comes the bomb. Do you really think a player coming off an ACL injury who missed the entire 2024 season is the solution? I'll tell you this. Ryan Poles isn't playing guessing games. If they can't sign Trey Smith, the Kansas City Pro Bowler, Hernandez would be the plan B. But is it a solid plan or a desperation move? 91 games as a starter in the NFL. A tough, experienced guy who proved to be a wall in Arizona's interior until he blew out his knee. Now, would you sign a player who might come limping to Chicago? I ask you. Ryan Poles is taking a risk, but if Hernandez returns to form, this would be a steal. Because Matt Pryor, the current right guard, just isn't cutting it. Here's the crux. If the Chiefs let Smith go, the Bears must pounce like sharks. Imagine Smith and Darnell right together on the right side. It would be like putting a tank next to an earthquake. But if Smith asks for too much money, and I assure you he will, is it worth going into debt? Note, Hernandez would cost less and could even play on the left if Smith arrives. Do you see the master move? Will Hernandez at 29 years old, after a serious injury, will he perform the same? I think not. Although Knox from Bleacher Report says he's an underrated signing, would you trust a player who might collapse at any moment? The Bears' offensive line cannot afford to miss. Caleb Williams, or whoever the QB is, needs protection, not a lottery. Ryan Poles has $64.9 million in cap space. Will he spend it on a veteran with medical asterisks or bet on a rookie in the draft? Remember, in 2023, Wright was a first-round success. If they repeat the formula with another young lineman, wouldn't it be smarter? If the Bears don't sign Trey Smith, well, Hernandez is a temporary patch. A guardian for 2 years while they develop a rookie. But beware! If Poles spends too much on Hernandez and fails, this line will remain the Achilles heel. Do we want another year of a scared QB and 2-yard runs? No, sir. Do you support signing Hernandez as Plan B, or do you demand Poles go for Trey Smith at all costs? Or do you prefer to burn the first-round draft pick on a lineman? Are you ready for a free agency bombshell? I have news that will shake the NFC North. Fasten your seatbelts because the Chicago Bears are aiming directly at Kansas City Chiefs star guard Trey Smith in what could be the most important move of the year. Do you think Caleb Williams deserves an elite offensive line? Because the Bears are already making moves to make it happen. Why is Trey Smith the perfect piece? Let me tell you. This man is not just a 1.36 meter, 154 kilogram blocking machine. He's a titan with 2 Super Bowl rings on his finger. Since entering the league in 2021, Smith has allowed a pressure rate of 3.3%, and in 2024, he helped Patrick Mahomes get sacked only 19 times. Compared to the 50 sacks Caleb Williams suffered in his rookie year, I tell you this is more than necessary. But beware, the Chiefs won't let him go easily. Did you know Kansas City has the option to franchise tag him? Ryan Poles and the Bears will have to bring out the heavy artillery, offers close to $25 million per season. And they won't be alone. Teams like the Jets and Dolphins are also after him. Do you think Valdez Lopez and Jenkins can wait another year without help? I don't. Here's the problem. The Bears' offensive line was a disaster in 2024. Are we really going to risk Caleb Williams again? If you want the kid to shine, you need a human wall like Smith. But, attention, will Trey be willing to leave Mahomes and the Chiefs for a rebuilding project? I tell you money talks, but rings do too. My unfiltered opinion, Ryan Poles must sign him no matter the cost. If the Bears want to compete, this is mandatory. You can't spend all the capital on a QB like Caleb and leave him at the mercy of linebackers. Or do we want another Mitchell Trubisky? Please! What do you think? Should the Bears pay $25 million for Trey Smith, even if it means cutting other key signings? Are you ready to find out why some are already shouting that Will Campbell must be the draft pick? I tell you this, if Ryan Poles doesn't make a move here, we're talking about another historical mistake. First, why is Campbell the name echoing in Hallis Hall? I give you hard facts. 2-time All-SEC at LSU, 6'6", 320 pounds of pure human machinery. But beware! It's not just size. This guy spent 3 years protecting the left side in the SEC, the mecca of college football. Do you know what else matters? That Caleb Williams was the most sacked quarterback in the league last season. Urgent, folks! Here's the burning debate, tackle or guard? I throw the controversy at you. Campbell's arms measure 32 inches, 1 inch less than ideal for a tackle. Does that relegate him to guard? I say no. Ben Johnson, our new head coach, worked with Taylor Decker in Detroit, and guess what? Decker's arms also measure 32 inches, and he's a respected tackle. So why pigeonhole Campbell? But pay attention to the drama. Braxton Jones, our left tackle, is coming off a fibula fracture. Will he be ready? If yes, Campbell reinforces the line as a guard. If not, let him take the blind side and protect Caleb like his shadow. Do you see the flexibility? This isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. The Bears line allowed 58 sacks in 2024. 58! How do you expect Caleb to be the franchise if he gets crushed every third snap? Now, the painful question, will Campbell be available at the 10th pick? The draft is a roulette. If the team snatches him before, Poles has to decide, move up in the order? Stay and risk it? I warn you. If they lose him due to indecision, this could haunt them for years. And don't tell me there are other good linemen. Campbell is the most dominant prospect in this class. I'll close with this. Will Campbell is not an option. He's a must. Without a solid line, Caleb Williams will be another wasted talent. Poles has the chance to build a wall in Chicago. But I ask you, loyal Bears Nation, should the Bears risk even trading to secure Campbell or trust that he'll miraculously fall to the 10th pick? Bears Nation, it's time to decide the team's future. Do you think the offer for Trey Smith is worth shelling out $25 million annually, even if it means cutting key signings like a receiver or a cornerback? Or is it better to bet on Hernandez as plan B and save capital for other needs? Or, radically, burn the first-round draft pick on a young lineman? Your voice defines the strategy. And speaking of strategy, if Cooper Campbell is the defensive piece Chicago needs, should the Bears risk an aggressive trade to secure him or trust that he'll miraculously fall to the 10th pick? A mistake here could cost the season. Would you bet everything or play it safe? We want to know what you would do in Ryan Poles' place. Leave your opinion in the comments. Do you prioritize elitism in the offensive line with Smith, boldness in the draft, or pragmatism with Hernandez? And how far would you go for Campbell? Subscribe now and join the Bears Nation family. Activate the bell so you don't miss crucial analysis, exclusive rumors, and passionate debates. Together we build the strongest voice in football. Ready to be part of history? Comment, share, and bear down.